Hello. This is a story for Ricky and John and Olivia and Tess and Jacob from your grandfather. The story is about two friends. There was a cat named Susie, and she was a gold and gray cat. Very, very beautiful cat. And Susie's friend was a great big black dog named Ralph. And Ralph and Susie used to like to take walks in the woods. And they would go and visit their friends who lived in the woods, and they would have little picnics for berries and uh, peaches and other things that grew in the woods. And one day they were walking down the path and they ran into a big black bear. And Susie uh, didn't like bears, so she ran up a tree. And Ralph, who was a good sized dog, he wasn't as big as a bear, but he was a pretty good sized dog, walked up to the bear and said, "What do you want?" And the bear said, "I'm very hungry, and I hope you don't mind, but I'd like to eat Susie." And as you know, bears can climb trees, so even though Susie had climbed up a tree, the bear could get her up there. So Ralph said, "Well, Susie's a good friend of mine, so I would appreciate it very much if you didn't eat Susie." He said, "In fact, I'll tell you what I'll do." He said, "If you leave Susie alone, I'll take my basket and I'll go out in the woods and I'll pick you a whole basket of berries. And then you can have the berries and they taste much better than Susie. And besides, Susie's my friend." And the bear thought about it for a while and he said, "Well, let me think. I think that Susie would be much tastier than a basket of berries." And Ralph said, "Well, think again." He said, "If you go up that tree," he said, "as soon as you start climbing it," he says, "I'll bite you and you'll fall out of the tree and hurt yourself. And then you won't have Susie or you won't have the berries." And the bear thought about that. He said, "But I'm bigger than you." And he said, "If you tried to bite me, I'd get you." And Ralph said, "Yeah, but I'm faster than you are." He said, "I could bite you and then run away and you couldn't catch me. So in this way, you'll have a nice meal of berries and I'll have my friend Susie." So the bear thought about it and he said, "Okay, you go get the berries in the woods and I'll wait here." And Ralph said, "Okay, well, uh, I'd like Susie to help me. We could pick a lot more berries that way." And Susie said, "No, I think I'll wait up here in a tree for you, just in case." She didn't quite trust the bear. So Ralph went out in the woods and he started picking berries. And he was pretty good at berry picker and he had almost a whole full basket. And he heard Susie holler for help. So he ran back and there was that old bear. It was climbing up the tree and he was going to eat Susie. So Ralph jumped up and bit that old bear in his hind leg. And the bear let out a yelp and came tumbling down from the tree. And he couldn't walk very well. He had a hurt leg. So Susie came down from the tree and she and Ralph took the berries and went home. So remember, if you make a bargain with a bear and you're the bear, it's wise to keep your bargain. It's important to keep your word, and especially with a dog and a cat. That's the end of the story.